Hey everyone! Ever wondered if some of those crazy creatures we see in movies might actually have roots in real mythology? Not just legends told around campfires, but stories so old they've shaped cultures across the world, from the ancient Maya to Victorian England. Today we're diving into 7 mythical monsters that inspired Hollywood and might just be more real than you think. Stick around because some of these creatures will surprise you, and others, well, they'll send chills down your spine. Let's jump right in. Let's kick off with a creature that's straight out of ancient shadows. Camazotz. The terrifying bat god of the Maya. Just the name itself means death bat in the Quiche language. And that should give you an idea of the kind of nightmare we're dealing with. This isn't your average winged critter. Camazotz was feared as a god of night, death, and sacrifice. In the Netflix series Maya and the Three from 2021, Camazotz is brought to life in a way that really captures his dark power. A giant, ominous, bat-like figure that haunts the night sky and brings dread wherever he goes. It's one of those creatures that perfectly blends myth and modern storytelling. What's fascinating is that in many Native American and Mesoamerican cultures, bats weren't just scary. They symbolize rebirth and the mysterious cycle of life and death. So Camazotz is this perfect mix of fear and respect, the night's keeper and the silent harbinger. Imagine facing a creature so powerful it was worshipped as a god. Would you dare to look up at the night sky, knowing Camazotz might be watching? It's a chilling thought that reminds us how ancient myths continue to influence our stories today. From the shadowy wings of Camazotz, the terrifying death bat of the Maya, we now descend into the cold, moonlit world of another creature of the night, the vampire. Unlike Camazotz, whose power was rooted in ancient gods and dark sacrifice, vampires have been stalking the imaginations of people for centuries across Europe and beyond. These eternal night stalkers, thirsty for blood and immortality, are legends that have shaped some of the most iconic stories and films you know. From Dracula to Interview with the Vampire, and even modern hits like the Twilight Saga. But where did these legends come from? The vampire myth likely started as a way to explain the mysteries of death and disease before science could. In Eastern European folklore, vampires were once thought to be the restless dead, rising from their graves to hunt the living. The fear of these undead creatures was so strong, it inspired countless stories warning against the night and the unknown. And here's a little cinematic twist for you. Vampires are often portrayed as seductive, almost hypnotic creatures. Think of the way Dracula's gaze draws you in, or how Edward Cullen's eternal youth and mystery captivate audiences. This blend of horror and allure is what makes vampires endlessly fascinating in movies and myth. From the eternal night where vampires lurk, thirsting for blood and immortality, we now dive deeper into the shadowy realm of ancient monsters, a creature whose very name strikes fear as it guards the underworld's darkest waters. When you think of guardians of the underworld, one name immediately comes to mind: the Hydra. This multi-headed serpent is no ordinary beast. Legend says if you cut off one of its heads, 2 would grow back in its place, making it nearly impossible to defeat. Originating from Greek mythology, the Hydra was said to haunt the marshes of Lerna, a deadly beast that even the great hero Heracles struggled to conquer as one of his 12 labors. Hydra's terrifying image has slithered into many films over the years, from classic adaptations like Clash of the Titans to more recent fantasy adventures such as Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief, where its deadly heads pose a fearsome challenge. But here's the fascinating part. The Hydra isn't just a creature of myth. Some scholars believe its legend might have been inspired by real multi-headed animals, or simply the dangerous snakes and crocodiles that inhabit marshy waters. Creatures that were mysterious and terrifying to ancient people. Now imagine facing a beast that could never truly be defeated, no matter how many times you strike. A relentless force of nature and nightmare all in one. The Hydra shows us that sometimes fear comes not from what's visible, but what refuses to be stopped. From the many-headed terror of the Hydra, let's shift gears and enter a world where magic and mystery reign supreme. Picture a force so powerful it can grant your deepest desires. But beware, because every wish comes with a price. Meet the Djinn, or as most of us know it, the Genie. Djinn are supernatural beings from ancient Middle Eastern folklore, believed to be made of smokeless fire, capable of incredible feats, from granting wishes to shape-shifting into anything they desire. But these aren't your friendly, lamp-dwelling genies from cartoons. The real Djinn stories are far darker, steeped in caution and respect, often warning that meddling with their powers can lead to disaster. Hollywood has fallen in love with the Djinn too. You've probably seen twisted takes in movies like Wishmaster or the classic Aladdin, where the line between blessing and curse blurs. The Djinn embodies that dual nature, tempting humans with power while hiding a dangerous secret beneath their charm. What's fascinating is how the Djinn has traveled through cultures and centuries, shaping stories across the Middle East and beyond. Some even say they influence the shadows in our minds, the unexplained phenomena, and those moments when reality feels a little off. So next time you find yourself wishing for something impossible, remember the Djinn, powerful, mysterious, and always watching. Because sometimes the things we desire most can turn into our greatest nightmares. And hey, if you're loving this deep dive into mythical movie monsters, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to Lostopedia. We've got many more legends and ancient mysteries coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single one. From the mysterious Djinn, we now soar into the skies to meet one of the most iconic creatures ever imagined, the dragon. A beast so fierce and majestic, it's no surprise dragons have dominated myths, stories, and movies across the globe for thousands of years. Dragons are everywhere, from ancient Chinese tales where they symbolize power and good fortune, to European legends where they represent danger, destruction, and a challenge only the bravest heroes can face. Think Game of Thrones with its massive fire-breathing dragons that could change the fate of kingdoms, or How to Train Your Dragon showing a gentler side of these legendary beasts. What's truly fascinating about dragons is their dual nature. They can be terrifying monsters guarding treasure hoards, or wise, mystical guardians of the skies. In many Native American and Asian cultures, dragons are linked to the forces of nature, fire, water, and wind, embodying both creation and destruction. Did you know that the word dragon comes from the Greek drakon, meaning serpent or giant sea fish? That ancient connection to snakes in the sea might explain why dragons appear so differently depending on where their stories come from. From winged fire breathers to giant sea serpents lurking beneath the waves. Dragons continue to inspire Hollywood and pop culture, evolving but never losing their legendary status. Whether they're the villains or heroes, dragons remind us of the power and mystery that still captivates us today. Imagine a creature so sinister, it haunts the nightmares of children and adults alike. Known in Australian folklore as the Bagman, this terrifying figure was said to roam the streets at night, carrying a large sack to snatch up misbehaving kids. But unlike the friendly Santa Claus, this Bagman is no gift giver. He's the stuff of dread. The Bagman's origins trace back to warnings parents used to scare children into behaving. But over time, the legend grew darker, painting a grim picture of a relentless hunter lurking in the shadows. His sack isn't just a bag. It's a prison for the unlucky, swallowing those who cross his path. This terrifying figure inspired appearances in films like The Babadook, 2014, where the mysterious figure in the black coat and hat eerily echoes the Bagman's sinister vibe. Though not named directly, the haunting presence captures that same chilling essence. Fun fact, the Bagman legend has parallels with other child snatcher myths worldwide, from the boogeyman in Western culture to the Jorogumo in Japanese folklore, all designed to keep children cautious and safe. So the next time you hear a rustle in the dark or a creak in the floorboards, you might just wonder, is the Bagman watching? Now, to wrap up our journey through these mythical movie monsters, let's leap into the bizarre and terrifying world of Spring-Heeled Jack. A creature so strange, it's been baffling people since Victorian England. Picture this, a shadowy figure dressed in dark clothes with glowing red eyes and the ability to jump incredible heights, almost like he defies gravity itself. Spring-Heeled Jack was known for terrorizing the streets at night, startling witnesses with his terrifying leaps and eerie, almost supernatural presence. This creepy figure inspired stories that blurred the lines between ghost, demon, and even early superhero myth. Some say he was a prankster, others swear he was something far more sinister. His legend even made it into stage plays and penny dreadfuls, influencing how we imagine urban monsters today. And while he hasn't starred in blockbuster films exactly named after him, Spring-Heeled Jack's influence can be felt in movies like Dark City, 1998, and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, 2003, where mysterious, almost impossible to catch figures haunt the night. Fun fact, some researchers believe Spring-Heeled Jack could have been an early case of mass hysteria or clever disguise, but that didn't stop him from leaping into the collective fears of a whole generation. So next time you hear a sudden rustle in the shadows or see a figure disappearing into the night sky, remember Spring-Heeled Jack might just be watching, waiting to leap into your nightmares. So there you have it, 7 mythical creatures that have leapt straight from ancient legends into the heart of today's movies and shows. The next time one of these monsters appears on screen, remember, they're more than just special effects. Their stories are woven deep into human history, culture, and our endless fascination with the unknown. If you enjoyed traveling through this world of myth and cinema with me, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Lostopedia for even more legendary mysteries and mind-blowing creatures. And here's a question for you. Which one of these creatures gave you chills or kept you up at night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing what sparks your imagination. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and never stop exploring the mysteries that lie just beyond the edge of our understanding.